All right, so today we're going to be starting our percent project. Bear with me because going through directions through the computer is not super easy, but you should already have this packet in front of you, so if you do not, pause the video, make sure they get passed out, and then resume the. Also, sorry if you just heard Griffin yawn because that was obnoxious. Okay, so our objective of this project is to be able to solve those percent problems that we've been working on, but they're going to be like all mixed together. Like we practiced finding a part on those 2 days, finding the percent on those 2 days, and finding the whole or total on those 2 days, but they were never like mixed in with each other where you had to like figure out which one was which. So that's kind of what we're going to be doing with this project. You will have all class today and tomorrow to work on it. Whatever is not finished in class does need to be finished at home. This is an individual project, so every single person will complete their own. Projects are with quiz grades, remember. I'm going to end up putting this project into quarter 3 for our first grade. I was planning on putting it in quarter 2, but just with me not being there, it's just easier this way if it gets put into quarter 3. This project is due at the beginning of class on Thursday. Thursday is not a work day. Okay, so you have all day class Tuesday, all day class Wednesday. These are going to be the steps to complete each question. Okay, so you're going to be given a question, you're going to determine what's missing, whether we're missing the percent, the part, or the whole and total. Then we're going to go to that work page and we're going to determine how we solved that problem in class. I will give you hints today as we're going through the directions to kind of help guide you. Like I said, then you're going to turn to that work page. I'll show you what this looks like in a minute and write the letter for the question and then show all of your work as well as circling your answer. When you're writing that answer, I really want you to write that with a label in order to make meaning for what the question was like asking for. So if it asks for like how many students were there, your answer would be like 14 students. Okay, so make sure we use a label when we write that answer. You're going to repeat those steps for all the cards until you have finished. There should be 4 of each type of question. 4 that are missing the percent, 4 that are missing the part, and 4 questions that are missing the whole or total. Okay, we are actually not going to do the poster part. So your project is going to have this taken off because I'm going to go take that off right now. So you're not going to do step 6. You won't have a step 6. Okay, down here I listed a little checklist for you to use each day just to make sure that you're staying on top of your work and getting this project done on time. So today you're just listening to all directions, understanding what the project tasks are, asking questions if you're confused. Then you're going to complete cards A, B, C, D, and E. Now, if you're working ahead and you get done with E and you still have class time left, absolutely you should be working on more. Okay, you shouldn't just stop because you finished E and there's still 20 minutes of class left. So get as much as you can done today, but definitely get through A, B, C, D, and E. Okay, if you don't get A, B, C, D, and E done in class today, we need to go home and finish those so that when we come to class tomorrow, we are all starting with those done. All right, day 2 in class, so tomorrow in class, you'll complete cards F, G, H, I, J, K, and L, showing your work on all the work pages, and then putting that packet into the correct drawer for your class period. Okay, so if you finish tomorrow in class, you can turn it in right away. Make sure your name is on it. If you don't finish it tomorrow by the end of class, then you do need to go home and finish it that night. All right, so the next page of your packet, turn to the next page, is going to be your questions. Okay, you're going to see they're organized A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. So you can just do them in order. So that's that page. There's nothing you need to write on this page because you're going to show all of your work on the next page or on whatever work page it is. We're going to go through an example together, so don't worry. Okay, flip to your next page in your packet. This is where we're going to put all the questions that are missing the part. Okay, and I want you to have a pencil out, so if you don't have a pencil out, take a pencil out now, or a writing utensil. Again, I'm going to have to write with my finger because I don't have my computer pen at home. So just kind of bear with my handwriting. I know it's not going to be great. So when we were missing the part, this was like when we were solving questions like 20% of 15. Okay, and the method that we learned to solve this in class was making the percent into a decimal. You're going to want to write this down. This is going to help you when you get to this type of question. Make the percent to a decimal and then multiply. Okay, that is how we solved questions that were missing the part. Turn to your next page. The next type of question that we learned was missing the percent. Okay, these ones are really easy to spot because if you'll notice, like in the cards, there won't be a percent in it. For example, like in A, we can see that there's a percent. B, we can see that there's a percent. C, we can see that there's a percent. D, there's a percent. But notice how in like E, there's no percent. Okay, so it's really easy to spot these ones, easier than the whole and the part. And the way that we solve these problems, we're writing them as a fraction. And remember, like the part goes on top and the whole with the W, or total. Remember, we use both those words. Whatever makes more sense to you. So we put the part over the whole and total, and then we have to get that fraction to be out of 100. Okay, so I'm kind of running out of room, so I'm just going to write a fraction out of 100. Okay, because then whatever number is up on the top is our percent. For example, if we say that you get 3 out of every 5 questions correct, we would write it as like 3 over 5, and then we'd have to get that 5 to equal 100 by multiplying by 20, so we do the same thing with that 3 to get 60 over 100, which would be equal to 60%. Okay, so those are questions that are missing the percent. All right, go ahead and flip to the next page in your packet. These questions are missing the whole or total. If you want to put in that word total to help you out, that's fine as well. The way that we learned to solve these problems in class was a double number line. And also ratio tables. You can choose which one you like better. You do not have to do one or the other. So it's like not like you have to do all double number lines, all ratio tables. If for one problem you want to use a double number line and one problem you want to use a ratio table, that's fine. But we need to use one of those two methods for every question. Okay, it just doesn't matter which one you choose. So that's up to you. And remember, like when we use that double number line or that ratio table, we want the percent to equal 100. So we want to try to get the percent to equal 100. Because remember, like 100% of the number 24 is 24. So if they tell us like 10% of the number is 6, we need to know what 100% of that number is to figure out what the number would be. So we do like times 10%. So we do 6 times 10 to get like 60%. Or sorry, 60 as a number, not a percent. Okay, we need that to be 100%. All right, so let's go ahead and let's do question A together. So flip back to the question page in your packet. Okay, and we're going to do the one about Miss Mickelson. We're going to do question number A. Well, it's supposed to be a star, but it did not turn out very well. Okay, so let's read through it. So Miss Mickelson is practicing to run a race. Today she's able to complete 40% of the race. If she's able to complete 10 miles today, how long is the entire race going to be? Okay, right off the bat, we know we're not missing a percent. I'm going to use a little highlighter here. Hang on. Or it's not going to let me. Oh, right here. All right, so I know there's a percent, so I know I'm not missing a percent. So now I have to think to myself, 10 miles. Is that part of the race or is that the whole race? So she completed 40% and that 40% is 10 miles. We want to know how long the entire race is. So we know part of it is 10 miles, but we don't know the whole race. So this is going to be one where we are missing the whole or total. If you want to like write it on here, sorry, again, I'm just going to be writing really big because of my finger. You can, you don't have to, but just in case like from this page to the next page you forget, you can always write it on there. So Miss Mickelson, 40% is 10. So now let's flip to where it says missing the whole. Okay, this is problem A. So for the letter, we're going to write A. So that this way I know what problem you're working on. Okay, and again, in order to solve these, we use double number lines or ratio tables. I'm going to show this with a ratio table because I think that most of you preferred that way. So I'm going to do it the way most of you like to do it. If you do it in a double number line, it's going to be the same exact numbers. It's just going to look a little different. So let me just go back real quick. 40% of the race is 10 miles. We want to know what the whole race is. Okay, so as I set up that table, I've got my labels. I always need to have my labels. So I've got my percent and my number. Think to yourself, what number should we put in for the percent? That should be 40. The 40% was equal to 10 miles. And honestly, actually, I'm going to have you erase something real quick, or you can just cross it off. And instead of just putting number, let's put miles, since there's actually a real label for this example. It'll just give us more meaning for our answer. Okay, so 40% is equal to 10 miles. Now think to yourself, because we need to get to 100%, can we go from 40% straight to 100%? Our answer should be no, because if we count by 40s, it'll be 40, 80, 120, which would go past 100. So then we think to ourselves, what can we get 40 down to that we could then get back up to 100? Okay, and here's where we just have to guess and check. So some of us might be saying, oh, we could get 40 down to 10, because that's what I always like to do, right? That would be dividing by 4. But then I think to myself, can I divide 10 by 4? No, so that's not going to work. Let's think of something else we could get 40 down to. We can get 40 down to 20. And to get it down to 20, we would divide by 2. So let's do that. I want you to show all the work. So I want you to show what you're dividing by to get it down. Whatever I would do on the top, I have to do on the bottom. Okay, and then I can get 20% to 100. I'm going to use a different color just so it stands out. You can tell the difference. And to go from 20 to 100, multiply by 5, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Counting my 20s, that takes 5 times. Whatever I do on the top, I will do on the bottom. So my answer will be 25. Now remember, our last step for the problem was to write the answer with meaning to the problem, meaning with a label. So my answer here would be 25 miles. Okay. So now you're done with problem A. What I would do is I would go back and definitely cross that one off. Make sure you know that you're done with that one so that you don't like, if it's a problem you leave off on the next day, you know that you already did it. And then you're going to move on to problem number or letter B. Once you get to problem B, you're going to read through the problem, see what you're missing, whether it's the part, the percent, or the whole total. You'll go down to that work page depending on what you're missing and show your work there. Okay, if you want to go through and just sort out all your cards and just say, oh, I know this one's missing the percent because there's no percent in that problem. Okay, you can go and do all that first. It's up to you guys, but I really just want you to get done with cards A, B, C, D, and E. So I need you to get 4 more done during today's class period. And if you finish early, absolutely work ahead.